Welcome, everybody, to the Breachers VRML preseason week 3. My name is Nightfire with 2 E's. I am your sole conductor in today's journey into the Breachers sphere. It is 2 teams that have not had a debut yet onto the VRML casting space, and we're happy to give it to them. Damage versus Reignfall, both teams securing wins throughout the course of these first few early weeks in the preseason, and definitely a lot of interest in seeing which one of these teams is going to come out on top. A lot of votes coming in from the community, most of them going towards Reignfall on the vote here in terms of who is going to come out on top. So we'll have to see if it is going to be Reignfall or Damage that'll take their Week 2 win. Technically, this is a rescheduled match from Week 2. It's why if you look on the schedule, it says it's a Week 2 match. This is a delayed match from Week 2, technically played in Week 3. But these teams are winning, so I do expect a good, solid back and forth here as we do just wait for the 5th of Damage to connect in. If you are just stopping by, this is Breachers. It's a 5 versus 5 search and destroy style game mode. 2 objectives to attack. The attacking team is looking to plant an EMP within a certain radius of one of the two objectives. The defending team trying to prevent the attacking team from doing that. If you eliminate your opponent, you get 1 point. If you plant the EMP, you get 200 cash and 1 point. First team to 7 points wins a map. First team to win the best of 3 in a 3-map series takes the series. We do play all 3 maps out here. All of the rounds secured do end up mattering in terms of determining how much you go up or down in rank from that win or loss. And so it's all a matter of seeing what we get here this afternoon, especially in the early rounds. I'm curious to see how these pistol rounds shake out, what kind of economy strategies we see coming in off of wins and losses. Are we going to get the double saves from both sides? Are we going to have these first 2 rounds just be pistol rounds? Round 3 be the all-buy from both sides, the determining factor in the series, really? I don't know. I'm not sure what level of meta we are going to get here, but I am going to go ahead and let the players know that we are ready once they are, but they are not quite ready, as we are still waiting on a 5th. Go ahead and get the info from them. See what's going on there. They may be entering into the start of this series with a bot. We've seen teams do that. And I don't know that that's going to be the play here from Damage, but it might be. If it is, and it does sort of go a one-way series, then we are going to also have the option of jumping into a few other games that are live right now. We have several matches being played out. There might actually be another stream live right now, technically being cast by Monty, I believe. But we should be getting close to jumping into the series. Again, we are just a player away if Damage are waiting on that player. Otherwise, we should be hopping into a 4v5 soon enough in favor of the Reignfall squad. But we'll give them time. They have 15 minutes after the start of a series to get into lobby technically. You can also play with that bot, but you cannot take control of the bot. So you can have a bot on your team, but you definitely don't want it there because it is not going to provide any real distinct solid skill or advantage at any capacity. And it does look like we aren't starting without this 5th, so I imagine we're going to wait for the last player from the Damage squad to come in, or at least they're going to be searching for one. We have the substitute option, where if you do want to play without being in a team, you can actually sign up to be a reservist. What this means is when a team does need a specific, a extra player to jump into their game and play for them, they may end up pinging that reservist pool, reaching out to players that have their own assigned rank. And if those players are within a certain rank of the team, then they can play for that team. during in that match. It's a system that we've built out over the course of several years in the VRML. It's a way that enables solo players that aren't on a team or maybe looking for a team to play, and also it enables teams like Damage now who are down a player to fill that roster instead of utilizing a bot. But again, they do have a few more minutes before they do need to just start the series. So we will be patiently waiting for the beginning of our matchup. Until then, I do appreciate everyone that is stopping by and enjoying the action. If you did stop by for the previous game, or if it is still live, check that out. Should be the tail end of a good series if it's gone 2 hours, which is where we're at right now. An indicator that it's at least a long one, at least a good back and forth, because you don't get to 2 hours in a Breachers series without going back and forth. So do go show some love over there on the other live stream. It should be right here on this same channel, which is a really cool system that we're actually trying out now with YouTube, where we can stream to multiple platforms. So do be sure to check that out. We do appreciate your support. And again, hit that sub button. We do want to see you coming back for more Breachers action, because there's going to be more of it. We have Stadium games live this weekend, 6 p.m. PST Saturday, 5 p.m. PST Sunday. 2 night games, afternoon games coming in on Saturday and Sunday. High-voted matches, should be solid ones. Am interested in seeing how they shake up. Should be our teams that have been winning this season in these first couple of weeks. So again, should be an interesting, indicator of where these teams lie. Seeing if we're starting to close that skill gap with some of these as we progress through these weeks of regular season play. But for now, we do just wait for that 5th from Damage. While we do, I can talk about the Pro Tube. Normally we dive into player stats, but we don't have a ton of those right now, considering we're only into the 3rd week of the season. So we'll talk about the Pro Tube, one of my favorite devices to use in VR, a fantastic stabilizer for your aim in-game. Connects to a stock. Magnets on the bottom that snap in place so that when you're obviously blinded, you see this, you can feel it. You get used to the distance and where it is on your hip. And it's just a matter of practicing, and it's all a matter of you find it and it snaps in. So you pop your hand off, stick yourself with a syringe, try and find it, boom, it snaps on. That's the whole point of the magnet, okay? Really cool way of a stock working. I would recommend checking it out. ProTube VR, again, one of our longest sponsors, and we always have appreciated their support. So do please give them some from us. Also, HyperX coming in with the HyperX Quadcast S and the Cloud 2s. We've always appreciated HyperX's support. They helped with a big amount of giveaways during VRMLCon. We gave away tons of hardware over the course of several moments there. So I see Spy raising the hand. It's looking like Damage may jump in to the 4v5. I don't think they want to, but time is ticking. I think they still have technically 6 minutes. But if they're not finding a sub now, they may feel like they're not going to find one at all. Man, we're starting to get around the start button. Spy has hit it. And our first map is going to be on Hideout. Factory. Oh, jeez, I had a moment there. On the attack, we have Damage. On the defense, Reignfall. And the unfortunate reality that Damage do not have that 5th. We'll see if it lasts this whole map. And if they don't end up finding that 5th, we may just move on to another one of 4 or 5 pretty good series that I did want to try and catch today. And so we do have the option, again, of kind of bouncing around. We may check that matchup out. That would be... what match is that? Amazing Breachers players versus the older guys. A very highly voted matchup that we could tune into. But for now, we'll see how the pistol round goes. 4v5 as the breach comes through. Shots coming in over the top from Jessica. Crimson and Coda trying to hold things down here around A as the bot Dan pushes in off without the rest of the team. Meanwhile, on the bottom floor, the 2-2 split has made their way in. Damage working together to clear this bottom floor, and then I would assume to be work their way up the stairway entry. Obviously, from ground floor to second floor, you don't have that option of hatching your way up with breaches. And this is the play, the stairwell push to get up to A. Kano just on the corner, and the first exchange of player v player combat unfolds. Quick heal for Kiro and Cryo, and Spy. Also here to support. Crimson's tucked into that tight corner. Are they going to Pete the short corner is the question. Together they have to swing. Spy finds the kill. Full health. Benefiting him there. And they'll put that syringe in to regen. At least they should. But the push is continuing forward here. Kano holding out the window. That's going to pull one kill through. I say window, but doorway. I get my doorways and windows mixed up. Drop back off the door blocker, and Cryo has no line in. No health syringes available for the rest of that Reignfall team, though. And for now, it is a full health Cryo versus a low health Kano. A lot of resources going into breaking down that door blocker. Finally breaks it down, and it will be challenging Jessica, and Kano. Other door blocker gets broken. Frostbite finds that kill. A trade on the other side. The push is coming in. Cole drops back, and Cryo finds Jessica with a headshot. Kano's going to have to retake A as Cole finds Da Cracker. Kano gets scooped up, and Cryo plants the bomb in time to net damage 200. The 4v5, a success. And they take round one. Reignfall were the favored team here. One kill apiece across the board. Crimson Kano and Dak finding a kill apiece. Still, though, Bot Dan going down early and the rest of the cash going into the pockets of the active damage players. Another eco round for both teams as we do go into round two. No one's spending into those SMGs as we have seen some teams choose to do in this second round. But a very much planned breach from damage as Dan barrels in to their death. Will be a free kill for Dak. That's 150 into the pocket. Meanwhile, the upper duo pushing in to what's going to be the hatch breach. Down onto A and B. Either that or they're just clearing out some extra room. Making sure there's no roamers up on the third floor. And they're approaching from the stairs down in towards the B objective. The duo will swing with the active stealth leading the way. Nothing going to really be identified here on the defensive end. Everyone tucked in pretty tight. We do see one buy come in from Dak. Oh, no, that's the scoop up. They picked that up from Dan. The bot that essentially brought a rifle to the opponent. Another disadvantage of having a bot play on your team and not being able to fill that roster slot. Nade comes in. It's a nice flash. Catches Coda out. Blind up against the wall. Cryo able to find that kill. Crimson swinging with the Cyclone. Gets a couple of shots, and the duo finds themselves pinched. Dak scoops up a kill as they relocate back towards B. The push coming in. Several kills getting lined up for Cole down the long way. Cole and Frostbite have control as Crimson tries to retake, but Cole finds the kills. 3v1 as Dak has to do everything on the comeback here. Where is the plant is the question. Damage looking good on round 2, though. It doesn't matter if that bot is playing on their team or not. There's one. Looks for the next as Cole pushes in. There's 2. 5 kills on the board for Dak right now. As they swing wide on to Cryo. Cryo tucked in around the corner. Will find that little slice of health that was left. And with an EMP plant and one left alive, damage take round 2. Everyone has enough to buy full here into round 3, but this one going to be quite important for Reignfall. Even Dan buying into Vezins on the side of damage. After saving effectively, they have plenty of cash for everyone to full buy and into utility. So you're going to see fully kitted out Vezins with health syringes, breaching charges, drone leading the way. Maybe even a faster-paced damage team than we have been seeing. But Reignfall are having a tough go of defending so far in these first 2 rounds. Only in map 1, though, and plenty of rounds to go. Plenty of cash to be earned. Dan breaching in aggressively. As they barrel in, they'll be dropping a Vezin. Nobody in need of it. On the side of the defense as we zip over to Jessicat. Maybe the next closest. I say that knowing that Crimson has been in a stairwell battle here on this bottom floor. And it's not exactly where they want to be. They want to be up towards that objective. Especially when the team breaches in and starts pushing. Cole and Frostbite working their way through here as Crimson's going to find one. Cole's going to swing next. It's Frostbite that actually finds the kill on to Crimson. Crimson not ready for the second player to be there as several kills come through and Kano's alone on B. Spy with the double headshot. A opens up and they're going to be able to push in, get another EMP plant, another 200. They're going to be ready for Spy's push with the active camo on there. Not. That's going to be a kill on the swing. The aggressive damage team up 3-0. And one of the moments where we're still early in the preseason, and we're kind of seeing that the community can very much ride or die with the mob mentality. I think Reignfall had almost all of the votes for the winning team going into this one. Yeah, 26-2. So players really feeling that the team that's now down 3-0 with very little economy, if any. As you see, Kano has enough with a couple of kills to buy back another Vezin. It is going to be tough. This next round in particular, essentially an eco round for the defense for Reignfall here. We'll have to see how that affects them in this next couple of rounds. We may end up jumping over towards the one of the other series. We might jump into 3 different games this afternoon just to find some good quality back and forth. As the bot with the shotgun makes their initial advance, an interesting breach play. But Spy and Cryo here to work with Dan. And breach into this bottom floor. Coda goes down with a nice headshot from Spy. As Spy barrels forward. Dak drops back, and Jessica patiently waiting with a nice static emitter there to slow down Spy. Drone also following up. Shots will get taken, though, and Dan the bot actually finding a kill with the shotgun. Flanking, it seems, as Kano is able to scoop up Spy through the doorway. Cryos finds that refrag, and Jessica just waiting, tucked in as the last defender. Frostbite may find them if they're fortunate. Dan may find them if they're unfortunate. As the whole team is here, there's 1 kill at least, but it's not enough. 3 left alive for damage, and they take round number 4. Advancing up 4-0 on map 1. A solid attacking set so far, and Reignfall have an opportunity now to find a round. A full buy chance where they can scoop up the guns and utility they need. Kano going to have to buy into the best pistol that they can. And high fives going around for the Spy Frostbite squad. Appreciate everyone stopping in, hanging out, and enjoying the action here this afternoon so far. Damage been putting on a collaborative display, really. They are super coordinated on their breaches. The 2-2 split, seemingly something they have well practiced. I imagine the only difference when they have their 5th is that it's a 2-3 split. Nades, flashes, utility, everything being deployed here as Dak's going to find a kill through the door, it looks like. And Jessica staying tucked in as the EMP gets planted right next to them. Jessica will spring the trap. Coda also finding a kill. I thought that was Kano for a second, but the RCP coming in. Cole and Cryo going to try and make their way in to A, but it is stacked. And well defended. Dak, Jessica, and Kano all here tucked in and waiting. As Jessica tries to peek out, they catch a lot of bullets coming down their way. Cole, I don't know. Doesn't have breaching foam available. So we're not going to see them pushing in through that wall towards A. If anything, their plan will be to send around for a rotation and eventually get into a fight with Coda. They'll need to win that. And then things start to kind of unravel a little bit. But otherwise, Reignfall nicely in control on this defensive round, and a big one. They'll need 2 to really have an opportunity to contend damage when it comes down to their turn to attack. If all 6 go into the hands of damage here, it's definitely spells for a tough map 1. Coda and Kano exchanging a friendly wave as Dak finds a kill onto Cryo trying to push in. Cole making their way in as well and finding several defenders here ready and waiting. All 4 left alive as Jessica peeks out for the kill. And Reignfall get on the board. A vital round that sets them up nicely, especially with all the Vezins on the ground. They'll be full buying in to this next one. They didn't even need to pick those guns up, but they did regardless. Economies will reset after this round, and so there's no point in saving. So we will see all of the utility coming in. The trip mines, the static emitters, Still haven't seen any audio transmitters yet, but maybe those will be coming in shortly. Otherwise, again, a vital round for Reignfall to scoop up here. And like I said, they need at least 2. Let's see how Damage makes their way in. Looks like Frostbite and Cole gonna sync up with Dan on the breach. Seems to be a little confusion, but Dan is now making their way straight in to the objective room. That they get instantly shot, so that's an indicator not to push that. Wonder if Cryo actually droning. I was wondering if they had disconnected, but they're droning right now on the outside, trying to gain some information as Frostbite and Cole sprint upstairs, breach into A. Already have it wide open with an EMP in hand, looking to push through. Oh, and Koda's going to find a nice headshot. Crimson with the trip mine catching Spy. Damage getting picked apart on this one. This could be the 2-piece. The 2 rounds that they vitally need to stay into this series is Cryo now on the attack. The last bastion of hope for a 5-round attacking win. And Crimson will catch a couple. He'll go down, and it's 1 of 5 down for Cryo. Looks like they still have a flash as well available. Do wonder when they'll decide to use that. Oh, that nade almost finding the back of Cryo. Does force some quick movement and movement that should give some audio cues away. Dak not overextending, though, and they seem to be looking for the breaching foam to push through B there. Oh, and they have found it. Another breaching foam, I believe, being pinged for Cryo to utilize and open up B, but I don't know that they want to do that. They want to peek through the doorway here. Coda doesn't spot them. Dak tucked in. They're going to push through the static emitter, which does do some damage. Get all the way into B and have the back of Dak exposed. No reason in planting other than forcing a retake. As the flash comes in. Don't think that catches Dak, but either if it did, they tucked in around the back corner and they pop out finding Cryo. Scanning a different angle. A big pickup for Reignfall. We swap sides now, though. Damage go on the defense for the remaining 6 rounds of the matchup. And Reignfall attack, a full economic reset. And again, those 2 rounds vital for Reignfall. This Dan bot may be starting to hurt the Damage team. Maybe a little bit of overconfidence coming in from Damage, because they really did run away with those first 4 rounds. Maybe that's because, you know, winning that 3rd round in particular, carrying them through the 4th one fast, sets them up for the 5 and 6 a little too quickly. All stuff to think about, you know. Even when you're winning, you got to stay focused in a game like this, because a round into the pocket of your opponent essentially resets all of the hard work you've done to damage their economy and keep them on the back foot. Have to see how Reignfall attack now as well. See what kind of coordination we're getting out of them as a team. You can tell a lot on the breaches as Crimson goes down early. Shots coming in over the top. Frostbite finds another kill, and Coda going back to pick up the EMP. Their ankles being bit by Frostbite here as they try and make their way in. Jessicat's going to try and pick it up. They'll go down as well. Until finally, Kano finds some shots out. But not before Frostbite's able to get a health syringe in. The rest of the team's pushing out. And round 5 firmly into Damage's hands. The pistol rounds have been dominated by Damage, and when you essentially have 2 pistol rounds because the team saves after a loss, yeah, that definitely plays into the team that has the better pistol. Right now, we're seeing that, at least the map knowledge maybe, more than anything, definitely prevalent on the Damage side of things. They're very much aware of entry points, of how to coordinate on the entry. Reignfall have put up, again, 2 solid defensive rounds, but the attack is maybe the hardest part of this game. You have to really be coordinated as a team, especially if you're not going to all push together as a team, which we have seen some very high-level squads do. Then you really got to be coordinated. Your timing has to be down pretty well, and you really have to know, like, okay, we're going to push in 10 seconds after, entry, so everyone moves in at the same time. You're all looking at your timers, making sure that you're synced, because that becomes one of the more important elements. And this so far seems pretty synced. A nice team-wide 3-door breach right away. Vault in after 8 seconds, together as a team, and they have control of the main lobby for now, as Spy is going to be sent around on a bit of a rotation. They may pop their head out along that balcony. The one thing you have to do if you do move together as a team is you have to move. You cannot really afford to linger around too long, or your whole team can get caught out. Again, another pistol round. But they've made it to the stairs. They'll be advancing up straight into Cole, who is holding the stairwell position, who does take some early shots. Essentially shuts down Coda and Jessicat's point of entry, and you're already seeing the defense rotating around to potentially get aggressive onto this entry point. Yeah, I wonder if Jessicat's going to try and get around to this window and push in. Either way, Frostbite actually finds a kill. They have tried to make their way up the stairs. There's the shot from Jessicat trying to breach through. Push in costs a life. Kano's down there, though, and the double swing finds that kill. Dak alone. And a 1v3 with Cryo as their first target, and Cryo is going to find that kill. Damage goes up 6-2, the 2 pistol rounds in their pocket, and we now go into the do-or-die rounds for Reignfall. They have to full buy here, and they can, and they have to win from here on out. They cannot afford a round loss. They'll lose the map, and they also can't afford it economically. And so it is vital that Reignfall starts to put together some solid attacking rounds here. But a heavily wired window entry, not very subtle, with the crosshatch right down the center. But if you're trying to quick breach and not paying attention, then you could net a kill. Round already begun, and now everyone's set up into position, but it took them a little bit of time. Hatch play is prepped. And they'll be making their way down straight into a door blocker. Nade used there to open up that back room. Not sure it's necessary, but they get in and begin their push. And rightfully so, Reignfall slowing things down. Dan the bot, not afraid to push in. Crimson gets scooped up as Frostbite tucks to the tight corner. The push coming through as Frostbite's ducked down. The nade comes in and catches some good damage off the backside. Coda, taking some shots. A Spy tries to head in for the flank. Kano's going to swing there. Oh, no, those are actually blind shots through the breachable wall. Coda taking some damage. Coda and Kano, though, looking for their way into B as they've breached in. Reignfall get punished. Spy shuts that down with a double kill. They'll continue to push, too. Scoop up a third. Deck on the back end. Challenging through the doorway as that nade ends up finding a kill, and Cryo's going to finish things off. Damage. Take map number 1. 4v5. 7-2. Should have stats pulled in. And there they are. Dan, 1 and 2. The bot on the afternoon, but solid kills across the board. Frostbite coming in with 12, Spy with 10. Reignfall trying their best, but ultimately not able to do enough. And Damage does take that first map, again, down 4v5. I think what we'll do from here is jump over to another series that's live. We are going to be checking out Amazing Breachers players versus the older guys. But we do appreciate Reignfall and Damage for jumping into the series this afternoon, and so far Damage looking good. We'll see if they're able to scoop up another map going into that map too. And again, I appreciate everyone stopping in, hanging out, and enjoying the action this afternoon. As we go ahead and get prepared for our next matchup, I'm going to go to a brief break. Should be a couple of minutes, and when we come back, our next map. There we go. Sorry about that. We are back for the older guys versus Amazing Breachers players, and we're jumping around to a couple of different games this afternoon. I do apologize for the audio issues there at the start, but we are all sorted, and we are into, I believe, map 2, as the older guys have the lead on the defense. Amazing Breachers players looking for a way through on the attack here right now, and so far haven't really seen much of what they're looking for. It looked like almost more just scouting from the second floor, checking through windows, seeing what kind of levels of aggression they're going to run into, as Charlio's going to find a door blocker here denying entry to A. Quickly take that out, and I blame my aim. Could have a angle through this doorway. Charlio does peek it at the right time. Blame just staying tucked in. Charlio is going to make their way in, and Big Lunch will find the headshot. 2 players covering that doorway. Not a chance that they're going to make their way through. Silent also watching for a stairwell entry. Otherwise, it is a relatively low buy round, an eco round coming in from ABPS. Oh no, and Krim tries to tuck into a cheeky corner position. Gets caught out, and GG10 finds a kill. 4v4 as Silent makes it 3v4. Manum and GG10 pushing towards B, or they're not going to run into much, or excuse me, pushing in towards the back of. I don't know why I saw B there for a second, but either way, the audio transmitter giving away Specco's location. They're able to get rid of it, but not before the team relocates, and Silent nearly finds the kill. I blame my aim on the back angle. Could be a problem as a nade comes through. It's perfectly placed, and Manum goes down. The push coming in from Silent. And I blame here as Manum is able to tuck in, or excuse me, Specco is able to grab that gun, I believe, and tuck back in. Maybe looking for the save at this point, because it's a 2v4 trying to make their way into a fully defended objective. Door blockers in place. So many different potential angles as they make their way towards this B objective. And again, that door blocker really shutting down any entry in. Silent tucked into this silent corner. Just waiting for the advancement, for their peek out. And there it is, the fight. Specco goes down. I blame my aim. Going to push out to GG10. No, doesn't overextend, and GG10 is going to be saving in round 4 here. Trying to set their team up for at least 2 rounds of win on attack. Back into it we go. Amazing Breachers players versus the older guys. Again, we're here. And waiting to see if ABPS can get themselves around on the board. They need 2, again, to have that ability to contend this map. Otherwise, all they can do is tie. Really, they need 1, but it is a fully kitted Amazing Breachers players team. Manum with the RCP. The whole team pushing with Vessens down the stairs. Eventually, what I imagine into a hatch play. We'll try and breach down to the ready and waiting older guys. Plenty of utility deployed with audio transmitters giving away information for him, Charlio, and Big Lunch I blame to work with. I blame could pop out of that door blocker, potentially have a kill or 2. Silent also roaming on the second floor. So far, though, the Amazing Breachers player is just a little slow on getting their way into this objective space, and maybe that's because they've had a hard time breaking through this defensive wall. As him, Charlio, a little off of the rest of the team, tries to make their way straight into the objective room. They'll go down early, and Silent will continue to remain silent and wait. This could pay off, as the whole team has rotated and should be coming down these stairs. This could be a devastating defensive hold if Silent plays this patiently enough. 1-2, and Manum has to fall back. The nade doesn't go down the stairs, and a big swing from Silent that pays dividends. The older guys up 4-0. RCP in Manum's hands is all that they have left to try and get round 5. There's the door blocker. Going to be a problem, and they do swap out for the Vezin, but that costs them. Silent again springs their silent trap. 9-0 on this round. The older guys, very clearly a dominant team that we are going to have to watch out for throughout the course of this preseason. And this is interesting because, again, I believe these are two teams that have been winning. You look at Amazing Breachers players. Their record actually just suffering their first loss with a challenge this week, just a couple of days ago on Wednesday, 14-9. Otherwise, they had beat Hexa and Be a Robot in their first 2 matches of the season. They're now really getting tested in these last 2 matches with that challenge, and now the older guys. Definitely moments to learn from, though, and we'll see how ABPS grows and evolves. Again, that's what this whole preseason is really about, watching teams develop, seeing which ones already have the established skill set, teams that we're going to want to keep an eye on for Season 1 when that prize pool gets announced and there's prizing on the line. That's when it's going to be exciting to see these really top teams duke it out against each other. The pressure will be there. Very much looking forward to that. And I saw the question, is there going to be a tournament for the end of this preseason? Yes, there will. We always do a postseason. So we will take the top teams from the regular season and bring them in for a tournament. Broadcast that. Something you can be looking forward to. Big Lunch could be looking forward to a killer too. Godslayer and the team play things too slowly. Again, their entries not quite fast enough, and I feel that the older guys are starting to pick up on this. They're going to spring the trap here, and Sparks will get caught completely out. There's another kill, a double. Meanwhile, Silence barreled down the stairs, pushed their way to the retreating duo. Manum and Charlio are dead, and it's up to GG10. They are going to be completely hunted down. Oh, you're right. I was saying Amazing Breachers players. Amazing Breacher players. Apologies. Oh, and the audio transmitter. No chance of GG10 getting down there undetected. But the 1v5 going to be tough. And the older guys looking to also take a 6-0. You know, we've talked about it, and we will keep talking about it these first 3 weeks. A lot about finding out what teams are where. And we've had a couple of close series. You know, we just came off of one from Monte. We have also had several dominant performances from some teams. A solid 1-2 punch from GG10 here, trying to get Amazing Breachers players a point on the board. They need it, otherwise it's only ties in their future. And Crim Animosity hears the footsteps coming and fires before they even step out of the doorway, spinning in success. A 6-0 perfect attack defensive round from the older guys. All they need is one pistol round on the attack and they'll take map 2. With how fast this team has been playing, this could be map 3 at this rate. It really could. I do see in chat, we need to get casted. Yes, indeed. If you do want to get casted, make sure you get teams to vote for you to be cast on the website. Tell players, hey, come watch my match. Vote for it to get cast. Tell your friends. Have them go on the website. And it's a helpful tool for me to know what matches players want to see. And helpful tool for the teams to get people involved and more folks to stop in, more people to vote for their matches. The ultimate goal at the end of the day is to spread casts around to several different teams if possible. I'd like to get coverage for every team, no matter their rank. Drone comes in, does get shut down, but the hatch is breached. Imagine the play may end up being down the stairs, hitting these 2 doors. Do they have any? Yeah, and they have the breaching foam for it. But before that can happen, GG10 gets in their way on the stairs. They will find that kill and will continue to make their way towards B. Breach in and challenge Manum and Specco. The hatch drop will come and it'll be a 2v4 essentially on B. Sparks in. Wayne's not rotated around yet. Wayne's a bot, so it's going to be hard for that to be much terribly effective as Big Lunch finds Sparks on A. Breach is here on B. The EMP is here on B. Silent finds some headshots there, and they will continue to make their way through as Manum finds one through the door, through the vent. Oh, the pinch comes in though, and a clean 7-0 into the hands of the older guys. It's a solid series for them, and a tough pill to swallow for Amazing Breachers players, maybe wondering if they are as amazing as they claim. Either way, we've tuned into a quick 2 maps for our matches this afternoon. I do wonder if I'll be able to hop back in for map 3. See if Damage have picked up their 5th. Otherwise, these are the 2 games that we are tuning into this afternoon. We'll wait and see if Amazing Breachers players are going to get a 5th. But for now, we do have some stats on display. Silent coming in 12-2. Big Lunch 11-1. Silence 12-1, excuse me. 12-2 with assists. 12-1 KD. Definitely an impressive performance there. And it does look like Amazing Breachers players are going to be playing in with that bot. I think we may just end up wrapping up the broadcast here. An hour of Breachers for you this afternoon. Ultimately, we don't have a map 3 decider to showcase, and The Amazing Breachers players are going to go up against the older guys down a player, so we can imagine how this will shake out for this third map. I do appreciate everyone tuning in and hanging out, though, and please do hit that subscribe button. Again, it's all about the later weeks, okay? Weeks 4, 5, 6. We will be casting teams that you have seen, but there'll be teams that have won against other teams that have won. So there's over 100 teams in the league right now, so there's just a huge pool, and it's why we run this preseason. It's why we don't attach prizes, because some teams get very easy matches early in their preseason. Some get very difficult ones. Eventually, after 7 weeks, though, you really do have a relatively rough idea of where teams lie in the overall ladder. It leads you into Season 1 with very strong matches, and so we can even look forward to Season 1, Week 1, having some very good back and forth ahead of us. But regardless, that'll be it for me this afternoon. I do appreciate everyone dropping in and hanging out, enjoying the action here today. I have had a solid evening tuning into some Breachers, and I hope you have too. A shout out to our sponsors, ProTube, VR, HyperX, and Triangle Factory for providing us with a fantastic game. Please do be sure to share around the VRML Breachers sphere, take clips, post them on your TikToks, get people to come in here and sub to the channel and enjoy the quality content we're pumping out. More casters will be showing up in your YouTube channel. So again, hit that sub button. Make sure you have the notifications on so you do not miss the game. But that'll be it for us here this afternoon. And until tomorrow, 6 p.m. PST, where we do have 2 undefeated teams going up against each other. Let me double check that. It might actually be 2 defeated teams going up against each other. Rush and Infinity is the matchup we're jumping into. Rush have won 21-3 against Pirvato Loco. They've only played 1 game so far, though, and Infinity have also won 21-1 against Pandora, and a tie, it looks like, against Wicked Esports. Should be an exciting matchup, and we've caught plenty of games from Infinity. They are a solid team, so I do expect to see a very competitive matchup tomorrow night, 6 p.m. PST, and then another matchup Sunday, 5 p.m. PST, Zenith VR Esports versus Bandit. Again, 2 teams that have been winning. Zenith taking 2 wins, 21-1, 21-0, and Bandit taking 2 wins, 21-2 and 21-3. So these weekend games should be pretty hype. I'm looking forward to seeing teams that have won go up against each other. It is what we've gotten here this afternoon, but ultimately the older guys are really just putting on just that extra level of coordination. There's these different tiers for a reason, and again, we'll settle into those really this weekend with some very good matches. So be sure to tune in then, 6 p.m. PST Saturdays, 5 p.m. PST Sunday. Those will also be live on X Stadium, which you can download on your Quest or Quest 2, but that'll be it. Until then, my name's Ben Nightfire with 2 E's. Thank you all for tuning in, and be sure to tune in tomorrow.
Preseason of VRML Breachers is brought to you by Triangle Factory, HyperX, Asterion Products, VR Cover, Arma.gg,
Kiwi Design, and VRware.net.